Morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Chicks and Tips for this Friday. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, both of us this week.
Yes. Yeah, I'm back. You miss me?
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. So, I'm Emily.
I'm Emma.
And in case you haven't tuned in before, we run a session every Friday, Chicks and Tips, which is basically us giving you some handy information for your outdoor adventures. And so today we are going to be talking about poles. So these are such a game changer. I've been using poles now for about a year, and I really hate it when I forget to take them because they're a fantastic item to use. So it feels a bit weird to start with. Like Emma, when we were out last time, said it's like you're a giant insect. You kind of like with the pole, but once you get past like the weirdness of how it feels, the benefits like far outweigh any kind of awkwardness that you feel. So first up, they save your legs. So with a pole, you're using your whole body. So you're not only getting a leg workout, you're also getting an arm and a back workout as well. So you're using energy like more distributed throughout your whole body. So it's going to give you a whole lot more power going uphill because you have that ability to use your arms and push, as well as be able to come down and be able to save energy as well on the down because you're taking the impact on the pole. So also, so it's gonna take the pressure off your legs a lot, which obviously is going to mean you can go further for longer because the weight distribution is different and the energy distribution is different. Yeah. So the next thing that they do is they really help with knees. So if you're a person who has issues with your knees or has arthritis or anything like that, it's going to absorb a whole lot of the shock, one going up as well going down. It says it actually takes off 25% of the force. So that's quite a lot of impact it's taking and saving your joints. So even if you don't have an issue now, if you're wanting to prevent issues later and you do a lot of hiking, like love it, and you want to get out there as much as you can, these can help prevent injuries in the future. So they're fantastic. Posture. So if you're wearing a really, really heavy pack, often once you start getting tired, you can like start to kind of keel over a little bit. So the poles help keep you upright and keep your posture in check. And throughout your entire walk, actually, they're really great for posture because they just give you that awareness of where your upper body is. It keeps you up and steady and moving forward in a good way. Balance. So if you're on an uneven trail, having the poles is going to be able to keep you more stable. So overall, poles provide more stability. So whether you're like whatever the terrain is that you're going through, you can be testing the ground before you're walking on it, in front of you, around you. I know often when I've been out and there's been like snow or ice or just scree, you can kind of test areas before you step on them. So obviously like allowing a safer walk as well as more stability. So they're great for that, as well as if you get high winds come up, you can be balanced more with the poles. And crossing rivers, massively awesome for crossing rivers because you can put them in front of you and balance you out so much more with the current. What else? Using shoes instead of boots. So a lot of people now are choosing to hike in a trail shoe rather than a boot. And I always say, okay, if you're a bit worried about the ankle support that you're not getting from a boot and moving into a shoe, then a pole will really help with that because it's going to provide automatically that extra stability that you need on the hike instead of having the boot support. Your ankles will build strength anyway in a shoe, so it's not that you need the boot, but these are just going to give you that extra stability. Awesome. Also, fending off wild animals. Great for that. Maybe not so much in New Zealand, but if you're in Australia, there's lots of horrible animals over there, isn't there? Not horrible, but or if you're planning on hiking somewhere like America or the mountain lions, bears, really handy. We do have possums, and I have to say possums can be terrifying, so these can be helpful. Also, you know, if you've got people who are snoring in the hut or in the tent, great item to poke them. I've been a snorer, so I'm not, you know, we're not picking on snorers here. But yeah, handy for that. Also, if people are moving too slow, you can like poke them in the back with the pole. So yeah, so there's multiple benefits to having a pole. And personally, I found it fantastic. One of the other things to kind of keep in mind is you can forget them quite easily. So that's like we're having a fold down version, which Em's going to actually go over now, like the different types of poles you can get. But I find having the fold down version fantastic because I can put them in my pack and my pack's already ready to go. Take it. I know I've got my poles with me. Yeah. So that is poles. And Em's going to just go over a couple of options that you can buy for a pole. And yeah, go for it.
Cool. Alrighty, so we've got a few different options in store. We either have Leki brand or Black Diamond. So Leki specialise in poles, so they know their stuff. They make really awesome products. Like Em was saying, you've got either a telescoping pole or you've got a fold down pole. They both have pros and cons. The awesome thing about the fold down pole is that it fits easily in places, and you can leave it at your exact height every single time. So all you do is you fold it out, pop it together, and then it telescopes out a little bit at the top. Once it's popped out, you use this little adjustable latch on the top to slide it out to your height. Once it's set, you close it, and then it's done. And then you can just fold it down, pop it away. But that's super handy, so we can fit it exactly to your height and your needs, which is great. This is the Black Diamond Distance Carbon. So being carbon means it's a whole lot lighter. Does make it a bit pricier, but it's well worth it if you're wanting to save weight, because obviously carrying the poles all day can be a bit fatiguing. So I'd recommend getting something a bit lighter. These have nice cushy fabric handles. Whereas the Leki poles, they have cork handles. This is the Kumbu Light. So this is a great option. Relatively cheap for a pole, it's $1.99. And these are the telescoping. So you pop these out of their latches, slide them out to your height, and then you can lock them closed. Another simple way. And they are a little bit heavier than the Black Diamond poles, but still a really great option. Most people generally try and grip their poles too tight, and that's where these straps come in handy. You simply slide your hand up underneath them, pull down, and then they're carried in your wrist rather than gripping in the hand. So if you find you're getting sore hands with your poles, that's probably why. We've got a few more different models in store, like carbon versus aluminium, fold down versus telescoping, and they're all at different price points. So you can kind of pick narrow it down based on what you need, and we can fit you to a pole. So yeah, we've got heaps of different options. You can do a bit more research, but I'd highly recommend them. I've walked with them and I've guided groups that have used them, and it makes such a difference, particularly at the end of the day. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and just like longevity with hiking, like we all want to be out there for as long as possible, as like late into our life as we can. So start looking after your ankles and knees now before they're causing you problems.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is our Friday session of Chicks and Tips and Poles.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, great to see you. Have a good weekend and tune in next week for something else. That'll be awesome.
Something fun, exciting.